Like you know, I'll be taking Sermon 4 from this book we have been using since the beginning of this month. And like I told you, the last sermon in it will be completed this year. Next year, we'll be moving to something else. The topic we started with was the need and how to make your life prosperous. I was actually targeting the new year. I do not put new year so that the book can be useful any time of the year. But what I ministered to you was what I expected your life to be in the new year we are going into, a prosperous life. And one of the scriptures I read to you was Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of discomfort, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law does he meditate day and night. He will be like a tree planted by the side of the rivers of water, bringing forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, but whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. I told us that we will prosper as we endeavor to follow what the Bible is telling us. The second week I talked about the need and how to make your spiritual life healthy. I said verse 3 of the second epistle of John makes it necessary for us to have a healthy spiritual life, for our physical life also to be healthy. And I said anything and everything you have to do for your spiritual life to be healthy, you must make sure you do, because the healthiness of your physical life has a lot to do with the healthiness of your spiritual life. Under that, I thought about the need for you to take your daily responsibilities such as prayer, Bible reading, fellowshipping, witnessing, resisting the devil, and so on and so forth, seriously. I also said where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. I said you make sure you pay your tithe, you give your offering, if you are going to be spiritually healthy. Last week, that's the one I did not remember I took. We talk about the need and how to make your home peaceful. And today, we'll be looking at the need and how to make your physical life healthy. The other one, your spiritual life. This one, your physical life healthy. About the message of last week, let me start from there again. I don't know how many will not like me for this. God, in his infinite wisdom, makes human being to be the most helpless at birth, so that he will totally depend on his parents, or in some cases guidance, for everything in life. Through that, the parents, the guardians, will be able to show him the right way to please God, to enjoy his goodness, and to prepare to live with him eternally. The incapacitation is so serious that if nobody attends to a human being at birth, he won't finish that day before he will die in his blood. God could have made all men to start like Adam and Eve as adults, but deliberately he made sure human beings are born like babies. So when Jesus was coming to be a human being, die for us, pay for our sin, he subjected himself to the same thing. That he was born like a baby. He grew very slowly. Nothing significant was heard about him until he was age 12. And between age 12 and 33, he was more or less totally silent. He became who he ought to be at the age of 30. 12 to 30. At the age of 30, when he went to Jordan for his cousin, John the Baptist, to baptize him. He went to the wilderness to be tempted. He came back and began his ministry. Women in the house, hear me. The same thing that made God to subject children to their parents makes him to make the husband the head in the family. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. God, in his infinite wisdom, concluded that unless man is subjected to his parents, there is no how he will be able to learn the way of God the proper way. And I've told you before, if it is possible to lock a human being in a room from birth till he becomes a man, when he comes out, he will be a wicked person. You say why? He is born with that wickedness. So it is when a man is born that he is shown the difference between goodness and badness, the difference between light and darkness, the difference between Jesus and Satan, the difference between godliness and righteousness. For that to be, God subjects man to parents. In God's infinite wisdom, he concludes that if husband and wife have the same power, the same authority, the same everything in the family, family will not take the right shape. And because of that, he made man the head, not just of the family, but primarily of the woman. To achieve that, though he created the two of them the same day, go and read your Genesis. The Bible said the day he made them male and female. But he never allowed the female to see the light of the day. He allowed only the man to be seen. So that the day the woman is eventually brought out, he will meet the man. And Yoruba say, Eni abalaba ni baba. He did not stop at that. He made it mandatory that it is man that marries a woman and carries the woman to his house. It is not a woman that marries a man and carries the man to his house. Unfortunately for our generation, all of these God's arrangements have been turned upside down. A woman was interviewed one day on social media. He said, so what you are practicing is called polyandry. Meanwhile, polyandry is a system whereby a woman marries more than one husband. That's polyandry. Polygamy is a system whereby a man marries more than one wife. Polyandry is a system whereby a woman marries more than one husband. So when this woman was interviewed, what you are practicing is polyandry. The woman said, no, it's not polyandry. She gave it a name. I've forgotten. She gave it a new name. She said polyandry means a woman is like an husband. He marries many wives. The wives come to her. They live with her. She's in charge. But in my own case, I have many husbands who are also allowed to have other wives. So sometimes all of us come together and have a very big family. Meanwhile, she's the head of that satanic union. Women, the women liberation movements are not doing the will of God most of the time. Because you only need to liberate somebody that is in captivity, that is in bondage. You are not in bondage. You are not in captivity. In fact, if you allow men to protest, men will tell you that women are getting too much more than them in the union. You say why? From the head, neck, top of the neck, up is a man. From the top of the neck, down is a woman. Which one is bigger? Go to the house. In a good house, good family. Who is in the control of the house? Okay. Who is controlling the kitchen? Yoruba ni ọ̀nà ẹnu, ọ̀nà ọ̀run. One of the reasons we go back home is to eat. Who controls the kitchen? Down see, because I've offended you. Meanwhile, my sermon is still there. Who controls the kitchen? Who controls the wardrobe? Down, dada. Who controls the shoe rack? In fact, who owns the shoe on the shoe rack? If we carry the property of them, leave general property alone. If we are to carry property of the man out and carry the property of the woman out, which of them have more property? The woman. Who determines what part of the meat daddy eats? If mommy don't want you to eat it, she will have eaten it while cooking. So after, when they are serving, they say, where is the liver? They say, so you want to eat the liver? I don't give children. 3/4 in our mouth, 1/4 children. Where is the kidney? But not marry. Some of us men like me, we love the head of a catfish. We go to some family. Mama has so you control pots, you control wardrobe. In many cases, you control purse. Because we only go to do the work and come to give you. Daddy, don't talk like that. My husband, I know they give me money. You're right. Give her money. She be a warm a wait if I look low. Mbolo give her money. But Tatu says, she be don't talk like that, Daddy. This cloth you see me wearing, now my money I take buy her. How will you not take your money to buy it? When you have used Daddy's money to buy gari, Daddy's money to buy pepper, to buy onion, to buy fish, to buy vegetable, to buy kerosene, to buy gas cooker, to buy petrol for the car. When you have used Daddy's money to pay for house rent, how will you not get your own money to buy clothes? Now, I'm not condemning you. I only want to re-emphasize that as we go into the new year, don't struggle with your husband holding the steering of the family. Your faith will not end in gutter, in garigada, in the name of Jesus Christ. That somebody is the driver of a vehicle does not necessarily make him Oga. If Tinubu, the president of Nigeria, is going anywhere today, who drives the car? Himself? Who drives? Maybe you don't know that people of that age, when their drivers are not around and they must go out, their son drives them. When their sons are not arrived, their wives drive them. Am I right? Who is still daddy? Daddy is still daddy. Let your husband drive the car. And I told you, husband, don't compete with your wife. You can never win. Every husband that competes with their wives always fail. I know what I'm talking about. My mama born me 1955. Anybody born 1955 will be 69 now. Take one step bagger, it will be 70 next year. A fool at 40 is a fool forever. A fool at 70. Let your husband control that steering. Submit. Those who are married newly in my pattern, what I always tell them is that if you allow your husband to control and you submit to him, you are the one that will direct him. I've learned that long ago. Sarah submitted to Abraham to the extent he was calling him what? My what? Those small N. Because big L is reserved for God. My Lord, my Lord. Do you know it's my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. She called and called and called until he make Abraham, father of faith, to go into Hagar. Did you hear Abraham like you? Come on. Okay, let me give you another one. You don't know what Eve was calling Adam, but I suspect it's my Lord. And she called my Lord, my Lord, my Lord, until she brought forbidden fruit. Did you hear Adam ask question? The Bible says she ate, she gave to her husband, and the husband did what? Down money. Who is in control? A pastor was preaching and said, if it is your wife that chooses the cloth you wear today, raise your hand. And everybody in the church put up their hand minus one man. So, okay, it's not your wife that chooses the cloth you wear. He said, my wife said I shouldn't raise my hand. If you submit, if you allow him to be in control, eventually you are the one that will be controlling him. You know what it means? He won't be able to raise his leg up unless you approve it. When you struggle with the steering, neither you nor him will be controlling. You know who will be controlling? Satan. May Satan not control your family. That is just a jara to the message of last week.